Okay, we are starting the recording now. I just wanted to welcome everyone to What to Expect in the Upper School. And so this is a session for our rising ninth grade families, parents, and guardians who have rising ninth graders. So I'm going to share my screen. And we have with us Allison Bowie, who is going to talk, and Matthew Corner, who's going to talk and help you all get to know a little bit about the upper school. So let me go ahead and share my screen. If you have any questions, comments, things that you want to address, feel free to put anything in the chat and we will get to your questions as they come in. We're going to talk a little bit first, but we'll definitely have a question and answer session. We're looking at this session taking about 30 minutes, but if we go over a little bit, that is fine. All right, so let me share my screen. And hopefully everybody can see this. Welcome to the upper school class of 2029. We are very excited to have you. And Allison or Matt, if y'all don't mind letting people in when they join, because I won't be able to see them too much with trying to do both of these. So I wanted to say welcome to everyone. Those of you who don't know me, I am the head of upper school. I have been at Carey Academy for 20 years, started as an English teacher, and then moved up to grade level leader, dean of students, assistant head, and so now head of upper school. So between Allison, Matt, and I, we know a lot about the upper school. So we are very excited to give you any information that we can. And if there are questions that we can't answer today, we'll be sure to get back to you with those. So I just wanted you all to get an idea of who everyone is in the upper school. So this is the upper school administration. There is one person who is not on here who will be the assistant head of upper school next year, and that is Leah Jones. So Leah Jones currently is our co-director for college counseling, but she has accepted the position as assistant head of upper school. So she would be one that you will meet next year or next school year. As I said, I am Donna Eason, and here are pictures of Matt and Merritt. Matt Kerner is the 9th and 10th grade Dean of Students. Merritt Jones is the 11th and 12th grade Dean of Students. Matt and Merritt work together, and Matt's going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit later. Also, our administrative assistants, Amy Charbonneau and Allison Mirams. So a lot of you will probably meet or have some kind of communication with Allison. Allison is the person who takes care of our attendance. So anytime your charger will not be at school for whatever reason, we do have to have some correspondence from you in order to for the students to have an excused absence. I'm sorry, let me go back one. Okay, so what will happen is when your child needs to either leave school early or is missing a day or coming in late, we have to have some type of email or phone call from parents. Allison Miram's email address is Allison_Mirams at careyacademy.com. .org. Good grief. I've been here for 20 years and forgot that. .org. So you can email her directly, or you can email attendance@careyacademy.org. That also gives her the information if your child is going to be absent. So that is one thing that might be a little different from the middle school, but I just wanted to make you all aware of it. Amy Charbonneau is our administrative assistant that focuses a lot on the adults. So she is one that handles a lot of our faculty, the logistics with our faculty, as well as sometimes when parents have meetings they want to meet with me or might want to meet with Matt or Merritt or Allison or someone else. She arranges some of those. So you will see both of them in the front office in the upper school. So that is in our upper school building. My office is in that front office. Also, Matt and Merritt are across the hall from us. So when orientation takes place, you all be able to see all of this in August. All right, Matt.
Evening, everyone, parents and guardians. It's exciting to be here and to talk to you about the transition from middle school to high school. As many of you know, I used to be in the middle school at Cary Academy. This is my 7th year at Cary Academy, and I myself have spent this year transitioning to the high school as well. Um, there are so many different ways we can support your children as they move from the middle school to high school. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and I'll also mention a little bit about what our role looks like in the dean's office. So ninth grade is a big year, and there is a transition period that we help the students with. I will say, though, the ninth grade teachers expect students to apply all of those middle school studenting skills that they've learned right away. So there's support available. Each student has their advisor. They've got teachers that are willing to talk through how to best prepare for high school. But we do expect students to, on their own, track assignments, manage deadlines, and seek help out from their teachers and from their advisor. High school is full of new opportunities. There are more options with coursework. There are really interesting opportunities in leadership and entrepreneurship, outdoor education, and the arts. So students are going to have a lot of opportunity to explore their passions. Sports competition is higher. The arts productions are big and involved. There's so many things that students can get into. We also have over 100 clubs that can pique students' interest. We have all kinds of activities. I'm actually still learning all the different things that students can get involved with. We have community service, and we also have global learning as sprints. Students can go all over the world throughout their high school career. One thing I want to mention is they don't need to do it all freshman year, and that's what we're here for. My role in the dean's office is helping students discover these opportunities, then making sure that they match their unique interests and strengths. That's my favorite part. I also really enjoy putting together students and their interests with opportunities that they might not be familiar with, or they might not necessarily know that they want to engage with. We encourage kids to take academic risks and get really involved with everything our community offers. So academically, that's important, but there's much going on outside of the classroom. We want to make sure that they're aware of that and take advantage of that as well. Now, I am a dean as well, so there's another part of this. Again, my favorite part is connecting kids with opportunities so that they can best express themselves. There is a code of conduct as well that we expect, and our approach to discipline helps students reflect and develop better decision-making skills. Usually involves a conversation and ways to move forward, but consistent behavior expectations are the expectation from day one. So that is one thing that, I will encourage you to, as we partner with you and with your children, that you make sure that you review the code of conduct so that we know exactly what is expected and how that aligns with our community values. So, again, as Dr. Eason mentioned, we are all here for you to help with this transition. So if you have any questions either about those opportunities that I mentioned or how we support your students through advisory, the dean's office, and through all of the different opportunities we have, we are always available and here for you.
Thanks, Matt. All right, I would like to introduce some more members of the team. Now, some of you are familiar with some of the members on this slide. Tawana Mons, who is in the middle school and the upper school. She's a director of student support services. Kelly Wiebe is the upper school counselor. You all might be familiar with Katie Leventhal because she's the middle school counselor. So your students will be transitioning up to Kelly Wiebe if they're seeing a counselor in the upper school. Our learning specialists, Nancy Barentos and Crystal Bozeman, are our learning specialists for the ninth grade. So let me tell you a little bit about how the ninth grade learning specialists work. For the first half of the ninth grade year, the ninth graders who are engaging with the learning specialist will engage with Crystal Bozeman. The second half of the ninth grade year and on to through 12th grade is Nancy Barrientos, who would be supporting the students. So those are people that you may be familiar with or you may want to meet. We also have the Center for Community Engagement. Danielle Johnson Webb is our Director of Equity and Community Engagement. Michael McElreath is our experiential learning director. So this is the person who is responsible for things like clubs, responsible for X days. This is the person you would talk to for that, for discovery term, these opportunities. Maggie Grant is our service learning director. So any students who are interested in volunteering, that is the person they would talk to. Palmer Seeley is our entrepreneurship director. So some of your students have registered to take an entrepreneurship class. This is the person who is responsible for those classes. And CJ Bell, who is our program manager. And CJ is a woman of all hats and all talents. So she helps with some of the programming that the students do. All right, so I'm just going to turn it over to Alice.
Good evening. My name is Allison Bowie. I am an English teacher in the upper school. I teach English 9, so it's possible that I could have some of your students. I also teach the English portion of the What Sustains Us interdisciplinary course, and I teach English to electives to 11th and 12th graders. I've been at Cary Academy this is my 9th year, and I've been a grade level leader for 7 of those 9 years. So as a grade level leader, I welcome your students from, as they bridge from 8th to 9th grade, and help them navigate life in the upper school, help them connect with one another. But I stay with 9th grade every year. On your screen, you'll see the list of 9th grade advisors for next year. Christy Ramey also pictured there. She will be the lead advisor next year, and Christy will move up with the students. So all of these advisors will welcome your students in 9th grade, and they will stay with them all through high school until they walk across that graduation stage. So they are with your students at all walks of life through navigating registration, through resume building, through choosing courses. So they are there for both the academic and the emotional support. Donna, if you'll take me to the next slide. Thank you. So a little bit about advisory in the upper school. In 9th grade, our focus is on helping students learn to navigate the upper school, helping them to understand what the expectations are in terms of academics and social and emotional behavior. We spend a lot of time, especially in that first semester, helping them navigate how to advocate for themselves, how to be their own best champion. And so we encourage them to make independent decisions, to reach out to their teachers, to reach out when they need support, and try to connect them with the facilities that they need to help them be the best students that they can be. We spend a lot of time helping them connect with one another, because when they come into the upper school, they're in new advisories, and they're going to be with each other for 4 years. So there may be some unfamiliar faces. There may be some people who are new to CA, and we want them to build those bonds early so that by the time they graduate, they are a cohesive unit. They're one another's champion. And so we spend a lot of time working on those relationships. Can you click a couple more times? I think there's some. Yeah. So we spend a lot of time on character development, on how to support one another, we do talk about some key components, such as how to handle relationships, because one big thing from middle school to upper school is students will find that some of their relationships from middle school are changed somewhat in the upper school, and we help them learn how to navigate that change. We learn to help them recognize what healthy and unhealthy relationships look like. We talk about stress and anxiety and ways in which they can can navigate those as they adjust to life in the upper school. And their advisor is with them every step of the way. So they're helping them make choices. They're helping them guide them through. They keep up with them academically, chat with them if they need some support. And so it's a 4-year long relationship that we work really hard to build so that there is trust there. We do meet twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays from 2:10 to 2:40 p.m. And we want to encourage you to treat advisory as another class in the upper school. I know life happens sometimes and students have appointments and things like that, but we think it's really important that they are there and they are together consistently so they can benefit from building that relationship. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me. You'll be hearing more from me in August when it's time for 9th grade orientation, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty then.
Thank you. Okay, so I want to talk about leading a balanced life because that is something that's very important to us at Carey Academy. I think it's also one of the things that distinguishes us from other schools is the importance we put on balanced life, on looking at a whole student and not just the academics. However, we do understand, of course, academics are very, very important. This is school. Some things that I'd like to touch on, because these are things that I've heard throughout the years from parents and from students. High school is tougher. It is a continuation, of course, but it is a jump up. So some of the things that I've heard in the past are statements like, well, my child got A's all through middle school. Why is my child not getting all A's through high school? Well, there's more challenge with academics. And in fact, if a child is getting A's in everything with little effort or anything like that, maybe that child is more advanced than we are. So, but what we want students to be is challenged. We want them to learn and to flex and to grow their skills. For us, or let me put it in this way, for me, success is not an A in the class. Success is the learning, the mastery, the understanding, and how to apply skills that might translate into an A. But I just wanted to urge parents to not be nervous if your students are making grades a little bit different than they were making in the middle school, because they have more opportunities. They're trying to balance more things. The homework, the assessments are a little bit more, I guess, more rigorous. So this is where you might see some changes in academics. That does not mean that there's anything wrong. However, if we do see that a student is struggling in an area, we do, just like Allison was saying, advisors are aware of what's going on. And so this is how we connect the community to see how we can support students. So that is one aspect of academics. Also, another thing we do with academics is we have limits and parameters on what different grades can take. So for instance, 9th graders have a lot of required courses, which means they don't have as many free periods as they would like. I've been going through all of the registration files that I've gotten from your students. I will say they look great. The academics the students are picking, as well as their electives, it looks like they're going to have a good time next year. But they will find that this is going to be a little bit more than maybe what they might have had in middle school, just because of some of the rigor with the academics. Extracurricular. So there's so many different opportunities here. And sometimes 9th graders can become overwhelmed by all of their extracurricular activities, as well as their academics. When we think about a whole student, we're not just thinking about academics, extracurricular, other opportunities at school. We're also thinking about, when does this child get to rest? When do students get to hang out with their friends? So those things are also a part of high school. And we want our students to know that working very hard and not being able to be a teenager, because all you're doing is trying stay ahead is not always going to be the healthiest way to live. And we want our students to enjoy high school, not just be there for college, but to enjoy the whole 4 years that they are at school. So the extracurriculars sometimes can be overwhelming. We want our students to choose what they can do. They can't do everything. So that does mean that choices start. They start in the middle school also. So I'm not saying that they don't. There may be a lot of things that students want to do. We want them to choose what, and they won't be able to get everything that they want to do. But this is just ninth grade. We plan on having them all the way through 12th grade. So there are so many times that they can do additional things. Community service. So we have so many other things that go on even during the school day. There are times where we have community service opportunities. There are also opportunities such as trips that students might take during the year. There may be Leadership Academy, Wilderness Club, debate. These are activities that also have components that mean that they go away and they may be away from school for a while. So when that happens, what we want our students to do is prepare for that beforehand, before they go, so that when they return, the work that they've missed during the times that they've been gone, although our teachers are very flexible and do support students if they need extended time to make up any work they've missed, we really like them to do it on the front end, because what happens with trying to do things afterwards is you're also trying to stay on top of your classes. So it's catch up and trying to stay on top of it. And that could sometimes feel overwhelming, but we do work with our students and our teachers to so that our students feel successful. And also, of course, with leading a balanced life, there are the personal. We all know that there are personal things that can happen in a year that you are not prepared for. So we hear that, we honor those things, and we work with families. There could be family situations, that can change, or, we're having some of our faculty, even their families are growing. And so all of those things can affect our students. And also health and fitness. Our ninth graders, thankfully, one of the things I really love about ninth grade is they have a health and wellness class that they take. And so they are still engaging in that. And we think that is very important too. And our students also, plenty of them play sports outside of school. All right, so Matt and Allison, is there anything that I missed that I didn't mention that you think might be something we should talk about?
Like 4 acres away. I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, this is a great time. If you all have any questions, you can put it in the chat. If you can't type in your on the Zoom, you can just unmic yourself and ask a question. But we're here. Let's take these last 7 minutes for any questions that people have. Okay, so we have a question. Do we have any dates for orientation? Do you remember off the top of your head, Allison? It is the Monday before school starts. I believe that is the 12th of August, but I want to check and make sure. But we know we always have our orientation on Monday before school starts. So let me just check right quick, just to make sure.
It's going to be Monday, the 11th.
Right.
And typically, we have it in the early afternoon, 1 to 3 p.m. That will take an opportunity then to have students, the parents will go to Verger Hall Theater to hear from some of the administration. While the students get to meet their advisors, they'll get a copy of their schedule. They'll introduce one another. We'll talk about just some broad spectrum things, and then after we'll take the kids to meet up with the parents, and we do offer a pretty big time period there. Students several years ago expressed that they wanted some time to walk their schedule before the first day of school, because that their nervousness kicks in, even if they been in the middle school and they know something about the upper school, they want to make sure that they know where all their classes are located. So we built in some time for them to walk the schedule, just to know what their passing time is going to be and where they're supposed to be at any given time of day. So we heard and we provided that opportunity as well. So we will look forward to seeing you then. You'll be getting quite a few emails from me because that's also when we start conversations about the ninth grade class trip. We do take a trip. We take the ninth graders to Camp Skelton, which is up at Smith Mountain Lake, Virginia. I would love to say that we rough it and sleep in tents and stuff, but no, we stay in a very nice hotel style lodge. But Camp Skelton provides wonderful accommodations for us and lots of fun activities. The focus of this trip is that the students get to bond together. They get to learn about one another. They get to learn about their advisor and their advisor about them. And we stay busy. We fish, we hike, we swim, we canoe, we golf, you name it, we do it. And they come back very exhausted, but very happy. So we look forward to that weekend every year.
We have another question. It is about our policy on weighted grading, class rank. I will say this, we do not have class rank at all. We don't have GPAs, so we don't have that weighted grading in the sense of a GPA. Now, different classes, depending on if it's a major assessment, minor assessment, assignments, they may have different, they might be weighted in that class, but we don't have weighted GPAs and we don't have class ranks. So, we try to pull away from that competition comparison behavior. And so that's the reason why we don't have that. I hope that answers your question. I'm getting some of the questions are coming direct message to me. I don't know if you all are getting any that are direct message. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we're not missing any questions. Do we have any other ones? These are the ones that I see in the chat right now, those two. How are students organized into advisories? Great question. So we have a team that works on this, and the team is headed by Tawana Mons. So because she works with the middle school and the upper school, she works with she's working with middle school and she's working with her team to put students in advisories. The goal with putting students in advisories is not just to put friend groups together. However, that is taken into consideration to determine, who is in the advisories partly. So there will be students who will have one or two who we know this is a friend, these are friends. There will be several students who may not necessarily be a part of that friend group. We also have new students who start in the ninth grade, and they are not coming from the middle school. And so they are also put into these advisories. So that is how we have been doing it for a few years. Tawana Mons could give more detail about that, but she's the one that is focused on putting those advisories together. And she doesn't do it just by herself. She works with the whole team, her team. Okay, we have about a minute or two left. And also, please understand that at any time you have questions, you can email us anytime during the year. You can always come see us. Right now, registration is still going on, so we're still organizing that. Students will not see their schedules until closer to when they are coming to us. They will get a book list in the summer, and you'll receive all of that information. So they'll get the books that they need to buy. They'll get, usually around that time is when we also reveal the classes, just in case we might need to make some adjustments. So we do have an add drop period that takes place the first 2 weeks of school. And so if any adjustments we need to make to schedules, we can do that then. I'm working on schedules all summer. So anytime I'm available via email, but if you have reached out to me about something that might have needed to change with your students' registration, I've received those emails and we're going into them now to make some adjustments. Are there any other questions? I want to thank you all very much for just taking some time out of your evening to be with us. This is recorded, so I will have it posted by tomorrow for anyone who was not able to attend today. But also, if you have any follow-up questions, please reach out to me or to Matt or to Allison. We'd be happy to answer those. All right, you all have a wonderful evening, and we will see you in August. Thank you.